What's up, everybody? Welcome to Human Innovation Tarot. My name is Eddie with Imagine Life Development Center. And in this video, I want to talk about when you should get a tarot reading and when you shouldn't get a tarot reading. If you're new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you click the like, share, and subscribe button for me. All the other information, details about this channel, about the services I offer, just anything is in the description box below. So this video is part of a series of videos that you can find on my channel that talk about various topics and maybe frequent asked questions or even observations that I've had in regards to tarot readings, being a reader myself, and just the community in general. Now, as I mentioned in another video of mine that I posted recently, this is my second channel, my second attempt at starting a channel. My first channel got blown away by the YouTubes last September during Mercury retrograde, and we are now in Mercury retrograde. We just started today, April 1st, 2024. I think the first retrograde of the year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, my channel will survive and we won't have to go through that again. So with that said, as with anything in life, tarot can become an addiction if we're not careful. We can give our power away. We can idolize it. It can be called a golden calf in our life, so to speak. It can become almost like a god, if you will. It can become very unhealthy, right? And unfortunately, as humans, one of the primary needs that we have, and it's a need, it's not a want, it's not a desire, it's a need. We have to have it, which is a need for certainty. And our need for certainty is all about security, predictability, safety, security, knowing that we can provide for ourselves, knowing the outcomes of things, right? And tarot is a wonderful tool when used appropriately and correctly, I should say, for forecasting or predicting energetic outcomes. And everything is energy. Your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your intentions, your desires, all of those things are forms of energy. And so tarot is what we call a medium or a middleman, a middle person, a tool to predict, just like predicting the weather or forecasting the weather. We have the science equipment, whatever, we have radar and all these, whatever the weather people use, right? Weather, Doppler radar, I guess is what it is, and other types of, who knows what it is now. I don't know. I'm not a weatherman. I'm a tarot man. But they have technology that can track and predict weather. They have different types of, software that creates models that takes in a lot of statistical data. And based on that statistical data, it can predict what the weather will be in the future, even though it hasn't happened yet, because the conditions, the energetic conditions for those events, based on a lot of the data that they're constantly taking in and computing that data, crunching that data, they can predict fairly accurately what the weather is going to do. Well, tarot is a similar technology. It's a similar tool. It can predict energetic outcomes, right? And it can do it. It can do it well. It's limited. It's limited to the skill of the person who's learned the craft, because it's an art, just like anything. And the more you do it, the more serious you take it. The different types of situations and circumstances that you put yourself in to challenge yourself will make you a better reader, right? And then, of course, longevity, doing it every day or consistently over a long period of time, you're just going to get better, just like with anything in life, right? Repetition is the mother of skill. It's mastery. So, essentially, when it comes to getting a tarot reading, there's a few things that we want to understand. First of all, before anything, we really need to understand why we want a tarot reading. Why do you want to get a tarot reading? That's the first thing. Is it for fun? Is it for entertainment? Is it because you're feeling anxious about something in your life? You just need to know what the outcome's going to be, or you need to know how someone feels about you. Like, what is the intention and motive behind the reason why you want a reading? Why is that important to know? Because, again, tarot does not make decisions for you. Tarot is not a god. It is not a deity. It is not here to violate your free will. It is just a method, a tool to predict energy, to predict outcomes. We are responsible for our lives. We are responsible for the decisions that we make, for the outcomes in life. We are responsible as the creators, as the magicians, the magician card. We have all the tools and resources available to us. The power has been given to us. We incarnated into this realm, this 3D physical realm, to have experiences, to create, to live a life, and to be what we're going to be before the body dies and the soul goes back to its origin, its source of origin, right? So with the limited amount of time that we have as humans in this world, most people live in the matrix. Most people live stuck in traditions, indoctrination, and culture, and politics, and religion, expectations, the school system, their corporate jobs, living with their blinders on, believing what they've been taught to believe, believing what they've been told to believe, thinking like everybody else is thinking, living the way that everybody else is supposed to live. Oh, well, these people get married, have kids, get the white picket fence, get the dog and the cat and half the kids in the car and the blah, 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 blah. Well, I must need to do the same thing too, because God forbid that I do something different than what everyone else is doing, because then I wouldn't be normal, right? And so, because again, we are driven by a need for certainty, we don't want to be the odd man or the odd woman out. We don't want to be the awkward people. We don't want to necessarily be the black sheep. Some people do, and that's for a different reason. But most people don't. Most people want to fit in. They want to blend in. They want to be accepted. They want to feel loved. They want to feel appreciated. They want the same things everybody else wants, right? However, most of us have been indoctrinated and taught a form of powerlessness, that the solutions to our problems exist outside of ourselves. And it doesn't matter whether it's religion, whether it's politics, whether it's medicine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what area of life that we focus on. We have been taught that we are not powerful people. I don't have the power to fix my problems. I don't have the answers. I don't have the solutions. I don't have the knowledge. I don't know what I don't know. And because of our ignorance and because of our lack of understanding, our lack of knowledge, our lack of tapping into the power that we've been given that's inherent within us, because we're living in the matrix with our blinders on, because we don't have that knowledge, we suffer, right? And there's actually a famous verse in the Bible, in Proverbs, I think, I don't know the exact one, but it says, "My people perish for lack of understanding." And there's another one that says, "There is a way that seems right to a man, but in the end leads to death." And that's what we've been that's the way that we are taught to believe, that we need to rely upon anything, everything outside of us as our savior. whether it's a doctor, a medical savior, a teacher, a mentor, a politician, a political group, a religion, a God, a Jesus, a savior, or whatever. We have not been taught that we have the power, that we are our saviors, that we are the ones who have the most effect, the most profound effect, the most power and most control over the results that we are getting in our lives. We're not taught that. So we give our power away to people, places, and things, substances, experiences, what have you, as a result. Okay. So what a lot of people do in the spiritual community is what's called spiritual bypassing, right? And spiritual bypassing, or another term for it is spiritual scapegoating, is we give our power away to these spiritual tools because we think that if we have the spiritual paraphernalia, that, you know, we'll get a certain result in our life. Like if you want love, if you want money, you want success, you want health, wealth, whatever the thing is, you just got to have the right spiritual shit, to be frank, right? So you have your certain jewelry that you wear, you have your crystals, you have your sage or incense, you have a meditation thing that you do, you have your tarot cards, your oracle cards, you have all these things, right? And I'm not knocking this stuff. I have it. You know, you can't really see how I'm kind of moving my head. You can't really see, but back here on the other side of this, kind of where I'm pointing here, you see this little gold thing back here. It's hidden back there. You can't see it, but I have my own little incense thing that I'm burning right now. And, you know, I have little things up there. There's like, you know, there's a crystal here and there's like a little crystal thing over there. You know, it's just more than anything. It's just because I like the look of it, you know. I do think that some of the, you know, that there are certain things. I mean, you can see behind me here, the big tree of life with the circle. And I got another one over here behind me over there. You can kind of see. You know, I have decorations. There's things that they're just, to me, they look cool, but by no stretch of the imagination have I given these things power. Like, I know that these are just to me, these are decorations. These are symbols to me. And I, you know, to me, they look cool, right? Like, it's better than just a plain white background. And I live in a very, very tiny room. I'm a minimalist, at least for now. And so, you know, this is my background, you know, and back here, I've got my bookcase and I've got some things here that you can't really see. But those things don't have any type of power. No amount of crystals. And I'm not saying that there isn't science behind the energetic frequencies that real crystals have. I'm not talking about fake crystals or any of that, right? Like, everything is energy. Everything has, you know, an energetic, a vibrational frequency attached to it. All that is science, okay? I'm not trying to get into that. So I'm not debating whether, you know, having crystals in your home can change the mood or the energy of the room or those types of things. I know that it can. Okay, but in the bigger picture, the greater scheme of your life, right? There's no magic crystal. You're not going to go to a spiritual store, buy a certain crystal, and then be like, okay, well, here's the crystal for wealth. And then you buy the crystal, and then you go to the gas station and you buy a lottery ticket, and then you win. Otherwise, everybody would be buying the magical win the lottery crystal, and everybody would be a millionaire and winning the lottery, right? It doesn't work that way. The same thing goes with love. You can buy all the love crystals you want. Does it mean that you're going to manifest your soulmate, or the man or the woman of your dreams tomorrow, right? It just doesn't work that way. Okay, so these tools, these things that we give our power to, unfortunately, very often we give too much power to these things. Right. And that's where the term spiritual scapegoating and spiritual bypassing comes from, because we're bypassing ourselves. We're bypassing the true source of power within us. And we're creating this scapegoat, this golden calf, this icon, this idol, this deity, right? that we idolize, that we worship, a false god, whatever you want to call it. Lots of different names to explain the same thing. We're giving our power away as the true creators, as the true little g gods. We're all creators, we're all gods, we're all one, the collective consciousness, blah, 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 blah. Spirituality 101. We are the ones who are responsible for creating and maintaining the outcomes that we get in life, period. So that extremely long-winded explanation to come for full circle and say that, and I'm harping on this, and I want to be crystal clear on this for you as my viewers because I care about you. I don't want to have, when my first channel, I'm going to kind of segue for just really quick. I'm going to kind of go off on a little side rant for just 2 seconds. When I started my first channel, I was just, doing the same thing every other tarot reader is doing. The zodiac signs, love, blah, 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 blah. And it didn't take me very long before I was already burnt out. And I love tarot. Like I love the tool, the art that this thing is. These cards are in my hand every day. There's not a day that goes by in my life in the last 3 years that I have not had these cards in my hands. Like, these cards are always in my hands. When I'm here in my room and I have access to these cards, they're always in my hands. I'm fascinated by it. I'm perplexed by what it can teach us. And it's ongoing. Like when you think you've learned all there is to know, you've learned the meanings and all these things, you learn something new. Something different comes out. A new meaning comes to mind, a different way to perceive and understand. A different connection is made, right? It is a beautiful and fascinating art, just like playing an instrument. I played drums for 26 years. So, being a musician is just a part of who I am. And you learn the basics, right? You can learn how to play drums. Learning to play drums and being a musician are two different things. Learning to play guitar and being a musician are two different things. A lot of people know how to play guitar. Not everyone who plays a guitar is a musician. It's two totally different things. So the same thing with tarot. Not everybody who has cards or tarot cards or who does tarot readings is in my opinion, they're not performing the art of tarot. I know that we don't have a word for it. It's just tarot, right? But there's an art behind it, right? And so the bottom line, to get back on point now, and the purpose of this is I got burnt out doing just the same thing everybody else was doing. And I'm like, this is dumb. There's a bajillion tarot readers out on the internet. Why should anyone listen to me? They're all just kind of doing the same thing. Different ways, different people pulling, but the same types of readings, right? And to be fair, there's only so many different types of readings you can do, right? And there's only certain types of readings that people are really interested in on a collective level. Like, unless you're doing a personal reading and someone's telling you what questions they want to know, then you have to ask questions that you think the collective, the broad audience wants to hear. So it is what it is. It's just part of the game. But I got burnt out. So in one sense, the fact that I lost my first channel was actually a blessing in disguise, because I've had a lot of time to think since then, because I haven't posted consistently. I kind of took a break and I'm just now kind of coming back to it. And what the direction that I want to go, or I should say the vision, goal, and purpose, the effect that I want to have on people's lives is I want to empower you. I don't want to just tell you, make these predictions that you're going to come back and you're just going to hear the same things again and again and again. Well, this person from your past wants to come back, this person, blah, 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 whatever the readings are. I actually want to put the power back in your hands. I want to give you the key to your power and say, okay, you have the power now. You take the power, right? Here's the key. You take your power back. You go create the outcome you want. You go find the love of your life. You manifest the love of your life. You manifest the dream. You manifest the money or the whatever. You use the power within you as the magician. And it's no mistake, in my opinion, that the magician is the first card of the major arcana. Now, I know it comes after the Fool, but technically the Fool is the 0 card, because the Fool is representative of the infinite, the everything, the collective, God, source. It's all possibilities waiting to happen at any moment. But the 1 card, the first card, the number 1 card of the major arcana is the magician. And the magician has the infinity symbol over his head. And he's got all 4 elements on the table in front of him. And he's pointing up with the rod and he's pointing down with this finger. And he's essentially accessing the energy of the Fool. He's accessing the infinite possibilities available to him or her to command life to get what he or she desires. That's who we are. And that's what I want this channel to be about. So let's come full circle now. When should you get a tarot reading and when shouldn't you get a tarot reading? You should get a tarot reading when, 1, you are ready to take responsibility for your life, or you already are taking responsibility for your life and you just want some additional information, right? So if you've been trying, for example, if you've been trying to manifest love into your life, you've been trying to manifest money or a job or something into your life, you've been doing the work basically, and you just kind of want to know, you're doing a check-in, right? It's like, hey, I've been doing the work, I'm just checking in. I just kind of want to see what effect I'm having energetically because of the work that I've been doing, right? That's a fair question. So the tarot will tell you, okay, well, this is what's happening. This is what you don't see coming. Here's what's coming up for you. This is what you're manifesting, right? And it gives you a way to know, like, hey, I'm not just over here doing all this stuff for nothing. Like there is something is going to happen. Even if it's taking time, something is going to happen. There is going to be an effect. Every cause has an effect, right? Law of attraction, right? All the different spiritual laws out there. So, that would be a good question to ask, or something good to know for somebody who's taking responsibility as an empowered creator of their life. You're doing an energetic check-in. You want to know what's happening in my life, right? How is this benefiting me? The second thing is you have, you feel stuck in life and you need direction. That's another good time to get a tarot reading. Instead of asking, like there's two types of questions, 2 groups or categories of questions we want to avoid. Okay. And it doesn't mean you can't ask it, but it's just, again, you're giving your power away. It's not going to help you. It's not going to benefit you. You can ask it. You can ask whatever question you want, and the tarot will give you an answer. But you can either ask empowering questions or you can ask disempowering questions. Most people ask disempowering questions. They just want to know the future to feed their certainty. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Who's going to come towards me? What situation? But they themselves haven't changed. They're not doing anything. They're just waiting for something to happen. They're waiting for the genie, they're hoping and wishing and but they themselves, their life hasn't changed. They're just hoping something will change. And so they're wanting to know, well, is something going to change today? Is something going to change this month? Is something going to change this week? Is something going to change since the last time I got a reading, or since the last time I asked about this person, this situation, this thing, or my circumstances? And the reason that nothing changes is because they don't change. Nothing within them changes. They don't do anything different. They don't take any different actions. They don't become a different person. They don't level up. They don't take their power back, and they don't exercise their power as the creator that they were created to be, right? And so that's a disempowering place. And so they're going to keep getting the same answers or similar answers. The tarot is going to keep, the tarot reader, I should say, is probably going to give them the same types of answers. So you're just spinning your wheels, right? You're like a hamster, a rat on the wheel, on the little hamster wheel. No matter how fast you think you're running, you're going nowhere. You're still in the same place you were before. You can run and run and run and run and run and run. And you think, oh my gosh, look how fast, look how much energy, look how much effort I'm putting into this. But you're standing in the same place you were an hour ago, a day ago, a month ago, a year ago. You haven't moved anywhere, right? And that's a waste of energy. That's a misalignment, a misutilization of the power that we've been given. So we want to ask empowering questions, right? We want to ask, what do I need to do? What responsibility do I have? What do I need to change? Or what do I not see coming? What's keeping me stuck? We need to start asking questions that help us troubleshoot ourselves and access our energy so that we can go out and get the results that we want. That's the only way to create a predictable outcome in life. And so even though tarot is extremely accurate, it is a very, very accurate tool for predicting energetic outcomes, a forecasting tool. Again, it doesn't tell you what's going to happen. It can't can't tell you what to do. It can't predict your free will choices that change every 5 minutes, right? Like I make one decision. I think I want to do this now. But 5 minutes later, I want to do something else. Do I want hamburger or do I want pizza? Do I want ice cream or do I want yogurt? Do I want to go to a movie or do I want to go to a concert? You know what I'm saying? Like our mind changes all the time. Our desires, our cravings, all these things are changing constantly, right? And so every time we have a thought, every time we have a craving, every time we have a desire or an impulse, all of those things would change a tarot reading. That's why predictive types of readings are not, they're accurate in that moment, but they're not always accurate long-term because you're going to change your mind 1,000 times in the next 24 hours. We think 60,000 thoughts per day, and most of them are negative, right? That's a known statistic. So a better way to approach the powerful tool of tarot that can empower us and predict things that will help us on our path in life and through life and on our spiritual journey and to get things we desire is to ask questions that put the power and control back in our hands. So I'll give you some more examples before I end this video. So another example would be, what do I need to do to manifest a soulmate into my life? Or what is preventing me from attracting or manifesting a soulmate into my life? What do I need to change about myself to bring love into my life? What am I doing to keep love from coming into my life? What am I not aware of that would help me bring love into my life? You see how these are empowering questions. They put the focus back on me and what I can control, right? Because that's all I can control is myself. And when I put the attention back on me and what I can control, now I am a powerful person. Now the power is back in my hands, right? It's not out here somewhere where I have to, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's that person thinking about me? What's my ex thinking? What's that person I have a crush on thinking? What are they going to do? Or this person I haven't even met that, the tarot, all these tarot readers are saying you're going to meet somebody new this month or in 2 months or in whenever, or in the next Mercury retrograde or the next full moon or the next this, the next eclipse, the next, right? How many times have you been waiting on the next fill in the blank for that thing that you desire to happen and it hasn't happened, right? I know that I'm not the only person who's seen this pattern in the spiritual or the tarot community, right? I know it's not just me. And I think the vast majority of people who are watching readings and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and hoping and waiting and hoping and waiting would agree with this. Now, am I saying that some people aren't meeting that person? Sure, of course. There's always going to be the few out there that manifest somebody in, or they meet that person, or they're actually doing the work. And so that they're, obviously they're going to get the result because they're doing the work. Sure, of course. But I think most people, the majority of people, at least statistically, if you look at the viewers and the comments and the likes, and you look at all the data, it suggests that the majority of people are not getting the results, right? So they're coming back and watching readings and readings again and again and again. Here's the thing. And I'm going to close with this because I realize I've gone quite longer than I thought that I was going. I've gone over 30 minutes now. But this is necessary. This is a necessary conversation to have for those of you who really want to change your life and get what you want. And you're here watching these readings, right? You're here taking time out of your day to watch a tarot reading, right? So you're either watching it because it's entertainment for you, or you're watching it because you want answers about something in your life. And if you want answers about something in your life, it's probably because you feel it's part of your life that you need answers, right? People don't have questions about things in their life they've already got figured out. They ask questions about things in their life that they don't have figured out. Things in their life that something's missing. There's a desire. There's a hole. There's a gap. There's something that they want, right? There's a need. They're not asking about the things they already have. They're asking about the things that they don't have. That's the things that we want to know about. And I'm the same in that myself. There's things in my life that I don't have that I would, I'm just as curious as any human. Well, who is my soulmate going to be? Who's that person out there who's going to love me? I'm just as human as anybody else in the world, right? But I've done enough work in my life to know that unless we take control of our lives and we take our power back, no spiritual reader, no tarot reading, none of that is going to help, right? And so I want to help you guys do a few things. One, I want to help you guys get your power back. No more spiritual bypassing, no more spiritual scapegoating, no more giving your power away to other people. Two, use your energy, your time, energy, money, and resources wisely, because there's a lot of people out there that would love to make money off of you. That would love to just have you hooked in. They need those views. They need those subscribers. They need you to purchase another tarot reading from them. Another twin flame coaching session, another this, another that. They have services to sell you because that's their paycheck, right? And there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But if you're still in the same place you are as you were last year, that's a problem. Like the people that come to my channel, I hope everybody that comes to my channel is like, man, that dude taught me something. That guy's reading challenged me. That guy gave me something and challenged me to take my power back. And I challenged myself and did what he said, or, subjected myself to learn something different or to try something or whatever it is. But he kept telling me to look back at myself. That guy on that tarot channel kept telling me, no, the answer is in here. I'm the power. I have the power. Until I believed it, until I tried it, and then I got a result. And then guess what? You didn't have to come back and watch my videos anymore. Ideally, in a perfect world, you would not come back and watch my videos anymore. Am I grateful that you're a subscriber? Am I grateful that you're a viewer? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, of course, 100%. I'm grateful. But ideally, I would rather you get the result that you want out of your life, whether it's money, whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's a soulmate, whether it's love, whatever it is, your dream life. I would rather you go live your dream and go on with life and forget about tarot and forget about tarot readings, because you're so busy enjoying the life that you live. And again, it's different if you just enjoy this stuff because you're just a spiritual person and you just, you know, like some people, this is your hobby. This is what you love. This is your thing. This is your craft. That's different. If this is your hobby, cool. You know, then cool. We're part of we're your soul tribe. But if this isn't really like your thing, but you use this as an avenue to kind of, as a guide, if you will, for your life, I would rather you be living your life. You know, like at the end of the day, if it was like, do I want you dependent on me or any other tarot, any of the bajillion other tarot readers on YouTube? No. What I wish and hope for all of you as my viewers is that you never, ever, ever have to, you know, continue to watch and watch and watch and wait and hope and dream and listen to all these tarot readings because there's something that you desire that's missing in your life that you want. I would rather you find it. I'd rather you have it, whether you attract it, or whether you create it, whether you live it and just be in it. Have it, do it, become it, be it, experience it, right? That's what life is about. And so at the end of the day, when should you get a tarot reading? It's when you're ready to take responsibility for your life as the creator. When should you not get a tarot reading? Is when you're just wanting another forecast, another fortune telling session, someone to tell you what's going to happen and tell you because you're giving your power away. If you're giving your power away to something outside of you, and tarot is your new god, tarot is your new pacifier, tarot is your new security blanket, tarot is your new addiction that you're running to because it's, you know, you need something or somebody to tell you what's happening in your life, tell you who you are, why you're here and all that shit. Then you should run away from this because it'll suck you into a dark place. Just like an addiction, just like alcohol, like drugs or any other thing that can be an addiction. This will have the same negative effect on you. So again, if you're an empowered person, you're taking responsibility for your life, then getting a reading is a good thing. If you are giving your power away, then a reading is a bad thing, and you should get in a healthy place to where you're taking responsibility for your life and then come back. That's when you should get a reading. If you have questions or comments, or you found this video useful, I would appreciate if you would click the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm being super raw, super honest. This is totally unscripted, as I'm sure you guys can see. I'm just spouting off. I'm just kind of telling you guys, I'm just being real to real. You know, from me on this channel to you as my viewers, I keep it real here and kind of pulling back the curtain on how this stuff works, you know, and what's, you know, what goes on in the spiritual world, what goes on in the minds and behind the scenes with these readers and all this stuff. How does this stuff really work? And how should it work? How can it benefit you in a way that's actually useful? And not a way that's codependent or addicting or disempowering, if that makes sense, okay? So let me know. Give me feedback. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And as always, my friends, I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys very soon. I'm sorry that this went a little bit long, but at the same time, I felt very strongly. I felt like this needed to be said. And I will start posting readings on this channel. Obviously, this is a tarot channel, so there will be readings. It's not me just uploading a bunch of commentary, but there are certain conversations that no one seems to be having that's teaching people what this tool is all about. Instead, we're just posting videos and we're creating these audiences, but for what reason? What's the point, right? There needs to be a higher purpose for what we're doing, in my opinion. And if not, well then okay, I'm the guy. That's what my channel will be. My channel will be known as a channel where we set the bar up here. We're not here just to to fortune tell. We're here to create something, to change something, to become something, to do something, right? To actually get the things in life and live the life and have a purpose, and not just fortune tell, right? And again, I'm not bashing that part of what the tool can do, but that's not all that it's meant for. It's a misuse of the tool. So, anyways, I feel like I've kicked the horse. I've kicked the dead horse enough there. I've repeated myself probably a million times here. But anyways, hopefully this makes sense to you guys. I will see you guys very soon. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you very soon. As always, my friends, love and light.